Good afternoon. So we are continuing our question paper. We already solved up to question number 2a. So here is a question number 2b. Question number b, second question, right? We solve this question paper up to question number 2b, first question. Here is the question number 2b, second question. Determine whether W is equal to, in the set there are 2 cross 2 matrix A, B, C, D, where A, B, C, D belongs to R such that A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 0 is a subspace of set of 2 cross 2 matrix or not. That we have to check. So what type of 2 cross 2 matrix here? A, B, C, D, so that all the elements are real numbers. That's quite okay. All the set elements are real numbers, but the addition of all the elements is equal to 0. Right? Addition of all the elements, that means A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 0. Only that type of 2 cross 2 matrices are there. Okay? Only that type of 2 matrices. Not any 2 cross 2 matrix in the set, but that type of 2 cross 2 matrix are in the set such that addition of each elements A plus B plus C plus D, A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 0. That type of 2 cross 2 matrices are in the set. And we want to check that W is a subspace of set of 2 cross 2 matrix or not, right? Now, if you don't know, I remember I am trying to recall you that to prove subspace, what we have to do? First of all, trying to prove that that set is non-empty. That is quite easy because it is clear that this 0 element 0 0 0 0 belongs to W. That is already in the set because addition of 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, that is equal to 0. Okay, so clearly W is non-empty. But what is my question? To prove subspace of any vector space, what we have to do? We have to trying to prove only 2 conditions. First condition is for addition. That means take U belongs to W and V belongs to W and trying to prove that U plus V belongs to W. Okay, take U belongs to W, V belongs to W and trying to prove that U plus V belongs to W. Second condition, closeness for scalar multiplication. That means K is any scalar, U belongs to W and try to prove that K into U, that is also belongs to W. So we have to need to prove just only 2 conditions, closeness for addition and closeness for scalar multiplication. If that 2 conditions are satisfied for this subset of a 2 cross 2 matrices, set of 2 cross 2 matrices, then W is a subspace of a set of 2 cross 2 matrices, M2 cross 2. Okay, so here is the answer. Let A is equal to A, B, C, D belongs to W and B is equal to P, Q, R, S. Just take 2 matrices, 2 cross 2 matrices. Both are belongs to W. Now both are belongs to W means that both matrices are satisfied the conditions that addition of each element is equal to 0. So A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 0 and P plus Q plus R plus S is equal to 0. Okay, because this matrix A and B belongs to W. Now what is A plus B? Just use standard addition for matrices A plus P, B plus Q, C plus R and D plus N. That A plus B belongs to W. Why this belongs to W? Because it satisfied this condition. Since A plus B, addition of each coordinate A plus B plus Q plus C plus R plus D plus S, that is equal to 0 because we have already A plus B plus C plus D is 0 and P plus Q plus R plus S is 0. Okay, so A plus P plus B plus Q plus C plus R plus D plus S is equal to 0. So first condition is satisfied. Second condition, W is closed under vector addition. That we have to prove. So K into A, take K into A, that is equal to K into A, B, C, D, that is equal to use scalar multiplication, standard scalar multiplication for the matrix K into A, K into B, K into C, K into D. That is also belongs to W. Why this is belongs to W? Because again it satisfied the condition. Addition of all the coordinates, all the elements are 0, is 0. K into A plus K into B plus K into C plus K into D, that is equal to K into A plus B plus C plus D. But we already have A plus B plus C plus D is 0. So that is equal to 0. So you can see both the conditions are satisfied to become a subspace. So that's why this set W. That's why this set W is a subspace of set of 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, W is closed under scalar multiplication and W is closed under vector addition. So W is a vector space and W is a subspace of set of 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay. Question number 3a. 2 questions are complete. Now we are going from question number 3. Question number 3a. First question. Determine whether the following polynomials span P2 or not. Determine whether the following polynomials span P2 or not. P2 means set of polynomial with 2 degree. Okay. Where P1 is equal to 1 minus x square, P2 is equal to 1 plus 2x plus x square and P3 is equal to minus 3x plus 2x square. Okay. So dimension of, now here we use one important theorem, because by definition of span, to prove that this 3 polynomials span P2, it's quite difficult and quite lengthy. So we are solving this problem with easy method, but for that we have to use this theorem. What this theorem says? We know that dimension of P2 is equal to 3. In general, dimension of Pn, that is equal to n plus 1, set of polynomial with n degree. So here we have exactly 3 polynomials. So we use this theorem appropriate to this example. If dimension of V is equal to 3 and S contains exactly 3 vectors, then S is a basis if S spans V or S is linearly independent. Okay, we know that to prove basis we have to prove this, both the condition S is linearly independent and S spans V. But if dimension of V and the number of elements in the set both are same, that means here the same question, dimension of V is equal to 3 and we have 3 polynomials, right? So S contains exactly 3 vectors or polynomials, then S is a basis if S spans V or S is linearly independent. That means what? If we want to prove a given set spans V, we only need to prove that the given set is linearly independent, because to prove basis we need to prove only one condition. So if one condition is satisfied, second condition is automatically satisfied. The meaning of that theorem is, if S is linearly independent, if dimension of the vector space and the set contains same number of vectors, both are same, in that case if one condition is satisfied, S is linearly independent, second one is automatically satisfied. That is theorem, that this theorem is says that one, right? So instead of we prove S spans vector space V, what we have to prove? S is linearly independent. And to prove linearly independent, it's quite easy, because we have to just check determinant. If determinant is not equal to 0, the set is linearly independent. If determinant is equal to 0, the set is linearly dependent. Okay. So instead of span, we have to prove that these polynomials are linearly independent. So here we prove that S is linearly independent. Just take determinant. Determinant is how we make this determinant: the coefficients of the constant term, the coefficient of x and the coefficient of x square. So first polynomial is 1 minus x square. So first row is 1 0 minus 1, because constant term is 1, coefficient of x is 0 and coefficient of x square is minus 1. So 1 0 minus 1. Now P2, 1 plus 2x plus x square. So the coefficient of, so the constant is 1, right? Coefficient of x is 2 and coefficient of x square is 1. So 1, 2, 1. Now coefficient of P3, constant term is 0, coefficient of x is minus 3, coefficient of x square is 2. So 0 minus 3, 2. Now to prove we want to find the value of that determinant. That is quite easy, that you should know that how to find the value of determinant. 1 into 4 plus 3, second element is 0 in the first row, so that is not considering. Minus 1 into 2 minus 0, so minus 3. So 7 into 1 plus 3, that is equal to 10. So the value of this determinant is 10, not equal to 0. So clearly S is linearly independent, and using the previous theorem which I explained you, hence S spans P2. Okay, so it's quite easy using this method to solve this problem. It's quite easy. Okay, question number 3a, second part. Determine whether the set S 2 minus x plus 4x square, 3 plus 6x plus 2x square, 2 plus 10x minus 4x square is linearly independent or dependent in P2. So actually this question is quite simple. We already this type of question solve, just previous example. So just take determinant. We have 3 vectors, 3 polynomials, and we know that P2 have dimension 3. So you can check determinant. If determinant is non-zero, the set is linearly independent. If determinant is 0, the set is linearly dependent. So 2 minus 1, 4. First row is 2 minus 1, 4. That is from the first polynomial 2 minus x plus 4x square. Second row is 3, 6, 2. That is coming from the second polynomial 3 plus 6x plus 2x square. And the third row is 10 minus 4. That is coming from the third polynomial 2 plus 10x minus 4x square. Okay, just see, I already explained the value of determinant. Okay, that is equal to 2 into minus 24, 6 into minus 4, that is minus 24 plus 20 plus 1 into minus 12 minus 4 plus 4 into 30 minus 12. Okay, so minus 16 minus 8 plus 16 plus 72, that is equal to 80, not equal to 0. So hence S is linearly independent set in P2. Okay, so this question asked in 3 marks. This both the question number 3A1 and question number 3A2, both the question are asked in 3 marks in this paper. Now question number 3B1. Question number 3B1. Find the standard basis vector. Find the standard basis vector that can be added to the set S equal to 1 minus 1 0, 3 1 minus 2 to produce a basis of R3. Now this is interesting question. You can see we want to add in this set S, we want to add a standard vector of R3 such that the new set become a basis of R3. Right, so we have only 3 standard vectors, 1 0 0, 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. You can add any of that 3 vector, but make sure that these 3 vectors become linearly independent and that spans R3. So again we used the previous theorem. We just only need to check that these 3 vectors 1 minus 1 0, 3 1 minus 2 and our new vector 1 0 0, right, that is that 3 vectors are linearly independent. Okay, and we know that dimension of R3 is equal to 3. A new set contains exactly 3 vectors, so we only need to prove linearly independence. Okay, the second condition span, that the span of these 3 vectors is R3, that is automatically satisfied, that we don't need to prove. Okay, so we are taking standard vector is 1 0 0 and we have already 2 vectors 1 minus 1 0, 3 1 minus 2. Check the determinant 1 minus 1 0, 3 1 minus 2 and 1 0 0. The value of that determinant is equal to minus 1. Right, you can see I already explained how the value of determinant. Okay, so 1 into 0 plus 1 into minus 1, that is equal to minus 1, not equal to 0. So our new set S dash, that is equal to, that contains 3 vectors v1, v2, v3, is a basis for R3 because it satisfied the condition of linearly independence. And if dimension of R3 is equal to 3, S dash contains exactly 3 vectors, it satisfied the condition of linearly independence, and spans the second condition is automatically satisfied. Okay, using the previous theorem which I explained in the previous example. So S dash is equal to v1, v2, v3 is a basis for R3. Okay, so this question is complete. This question is asked in 3 marks. So now we are going from question number 3b, second question number 3b2. Question number 3b2, determine whether B is in column space of A, and if so, express B as a linear combination of the column vector of A, where A is equal to 1 1 0 1 1 2 1 0 1, second row is 1 0 1, third row is 2 1 3, and B is equal to minus 1 0 2. This question is asked in 3 marks, was asked in 3 marks. Now we have one theorem to prove that this B is in the column space of A or not. We have one theorem, we use this theorem. If B is in column space of A, then the linear system Ax is equal to B will be consistent. Okay, so we have to need to check that Ax is equal to B is consistent or not. That means the solution is exist or not. If solution is exist, automatically this B is in the column space of A. If solution is does not exist, B is not in the column space of A. So these two statements are equivalent. If B is in the column space of A, that is equivalent to Ax is equal to B is consistent. Okay, so to prove B is in the column space of A, we just try to check that Ax is equal to B.